Well, so let's move straight to our next conversation. A surge in violent attacks apparently linked to suspected herders involving 4 communities with over 72 deaths has hit Benue State. Simultaneous assaults in Gwer West and Upper areas on the 1st of June have further escalated the crisis. Governor Gov Alia has condemned the attacks, describing them as a painful reminder of the ongoing security challenges in the state. In response to the escalating violence, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has relocated to Benue State to oversee military operations aimed at restoring peace and stability. Okay, Governor Alia calling for help as death toll, rises all the way to 72. But talk to me in your opinion. Do you think the Benue State government or the Benue State governor is helpless here?
Well, from the way he sounded, it's as if he's helpless, in that the deaths and the killings are just coming daily. It was like daily. And he's looking at how do I solve this problem. And the only way I can solve this problem, I heard that the Chief of Army Staff is in Benue as we speak, And the only way he can solve this problem is, and he also blamed, let me put this one too, he also said that some politicians who have also started talking so many things. The Benue people must own their states. Whether you are APC, you are PDP, you are anything, this is the time for all of them to come together to see how they can deal with this problem. Because if, for instance, a foreigner is coming or anybody is coming to come and take a land that doesn't belong to them, they are the ones that will say, no, we don't know you. These are my people. Because these daily killings is making the state very unsafe, particularly for investment. And this is a state that we pride as the food basket of the nation. So the governor who has plans, who campaigned that he was going to, make sure that investors come to Benue, is crying out because he cannot deliver on his promises. And so the only thing for me, if I want to advise, is for them to begin to think about community policing. Community policing, that is the best thing. He has the security vote with him. Let him start thinking about community policing. The youth also have to come out to see how they can form vigilantes. This is what happened in Borno. I remember back then when the insurgency started in Borno. The Civilian Joint Task Force, how did it happen? It was the youth that decided that enough is enough. So youths, even in my community, my village, when armed robbers were disturbing, the youth decided that enough is enough. They done road for us. We have light, no wahala. We will be doing youth. In your compound, you bring somebody. In your compound, you bring somebody who you sleep overnight.
Collective responsibility.
Collective responsibility. So they must not leave it for the governor so that the governor will come out to come and speak English. It's not about English anymore. It's about everybody owning and taking responsibility of how they can secure themselves.
The governor said they are foreign mercenaries.
They are foreign mercenaries. Fine. Sit down. Are you just saying it? Who are you passing this information to? If, for instance, the Chief of Army Staff comes, at least they should be able to get one person for them to know. And then, because if you do not prosecute somebody, if you do not know where they are coming from, even the army, because I was speaking to somebody today, she was telling me that even the army, they are all foreigners, whether you like or you don't. They are bringing somebody from another state, they are coming. Yes, they are Nigerians, but they are coming to a terrain which they don't really know. So the only person that will help them is somebody who is there. So first, form that vigilante, form that community, security structure, so that when the military comes, they are the ones that will help. This is the
when it comes to intelligence.
Exactly. You pass that intelligence to them so that they can deal with this situation. Because if we keep shouting and talking, it will not solve this problem.
All right, Double O, the people of Benue, they seem helpless here. I mean, the killings, the continued killings. Is this an element of state failure?
You see, we have been at this front before, and we've been talking about it. How many years back it was Governor Otton?
Yes.
Now it is Governor Alia. The issue there is, whether we like it or not, the governors are helpless, and I understand why. Okay, when Otton was there, he formed a local, whether you call it community policing or whatever. But were they allowed to be armed? No. So when you talk about security vote, yes, they have large security votes. But the vote is not what matters. It is what you can do with the vote. If the governor, for instance, says, okay, I don't know how much they take, but let's just take it that, okay, I have 1 billion as part of my security vote to arm my community police. Where will they get the arms? The federal government will not allow them to carry arms.
Yeah, I think they need to get
there are
approval
so
from
many
NSC and the bottleneck.
But the thing is, let him start somewhere.
Look,
if he doesn't make the effort, he has to start
didn't
somewhere.
didn't Otton start something? Where did he get him?
The Amoteku that we are talking today, the later he started from somewhere. He got the laws.
Even the Amoteku, the success they are able to achieve is limited because they don't have what it takes to face all. Everybody is talking about their foreign mercenaries, their foreign mercenaries. Is it with Shakabula that you are going to face this foreign mercenaries? And also, the issue of the Chief of Army Staff relocating to Benue. We have had this before. During the Boko Haram thing, the Chief of Army Staff brought the theater to Borno and all that. What did we achieve at the end of the day? All these are cosmetic as far as I'm concerned. The issue is, what exactly are we doing to cope this? Look,
but when they relocated to the northeast, then they were technically defeated. Let's also be fair.
They are this, they are that. Are they spirits? They are not spirits. They have a lane through which they came. When these things are happening, how did they get to a community? They don't spend 5 minutes, they don't spend 10
hours.
minutes.
Exactly.
So in 2 hours, is it that there is no any military formation around, no police station around, or what? That these people will have they will do everything, and then they disappear into thin air. What exactly is going on? The government is not ready to deal with.
But some of these places are ungoverned spaces. But anyway, we need to go.
No, these are not ungoverned spaces.
These are not ungoverned
communities.
These are communities that people are living.
But we need to go on.
They might be living on.
Gentlemen, we need to go on the script.
This is issue of life.
Okay, but when we return, we're going to talk about, is there something that needs to be done to change this narrative? We'll get to talk about that right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.
And cable, great quality, now with the new look.
The Nigerian national flag represents our country's history, culture, and identity. It was designed in 1959. The colors are Emerald Green 2.0, which represents agriculture, and Immaculate White represents unity and peace. Know how to handle our flag. Illuminate the environment, or don't fly the flag overnight. Do not fly a dirty or tattered flag. Take such flag to the nearest National Orientation Agency office for proper disposal and replacement. The national flag can only be flown at half-mast on the directive of the federal government. The national flag must be flown at the same or higher height when displayed alongside other flags. Don't burn or allow the national flag to fall on the ground. Do not print, decorate, modify, or insert the coat of arms on the flag. Our national heroes are not buried with the flag. They are honored by presenting it to their next of kin during interment. Respect our national flag. Be a real Nigerian.
This message was brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. We still have Double Ho right here and Asukwo James. The Chief of Army Staff, General Leedy, now he has moved to Benue State. Will this stop the killings? I mean, what's the significance of this move?
No, I think him going there will boost the morale of the troops.
Yeah.
You know, that is number one. Then number two, I feel that it is necessary they build, you know, they erect
an army base.
Yes, completely. And it should not just be an army base. It's something that they need to get a solid commander that understands that terrain very, very well and be able to know what are the issues and address them. I remember in Plateau, the former commander that was in Operation Safe Haven, that they moved now to Borno State. He brought kinetic and non-kinetic approach. And there was peace in Plateau for like...
Okay, in Plateau State, okay.
Plateau for like, you know, that was the first time they had a very peaceful December, you know, Christmas. So they should be able to, he should be able to get commanders who will be able to, you know, bring that sanity into Benue and then make examples of people. You know why crime, I feel why crime and this thing is going as if we are helpless. It's because nobody has been caught, there's no prosecution. Yeah. And if some people are refusing to leave, because I feel that these guys are terrorists.
Yeah.
So you must deal with them as terrorists. No matter what you do, if the governor is shouting and saying, he's sounding as if he's helpless, so it means that the Chief of Army Staff who is there now, he must make sure he sleeps in Makurdi and is getting information from every other operational basis in Nigeria. Stay in Makurdi because right now Makurdi is hot. I don't want a situation whereby I know there's a particular Chief of Army Staff that went to Borno. He said, I'm going to sleep in Borno. I'm going to... He said the same thing. The next day, they said they saw him in Abuja. No. We want somebody that, if you say you're in Makurdi, stay in Makurdi.
Stay in Makurdi.
Make sure that you comb the bushes, go to everywhere, know that place, and then from there, deal with these guys.
All right, then. We have Benga calling in from Abuja. Benga, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My namesake, and good evening to your guest there. The killing happening in Benue, and not in general, is a concern to every one of us. And it's one getting too many.
Just too many.
But let's look at it. This one-ton killings, can it just be stranger invading the land and killing and people running and getting away? I feel, and I'm having a thought, there are insiders, there are sellouts, there are people there who are conniving or using this marauder, who are called header, whatever, to cover up. I've worked in Benue, I go there and I have many of them, and I call them, what is happening? They say it's not only those people, that there are their own people who, for one reason or the other, are beating and doing all this. Let me tell you, sir, there's no way a stranger will enter your land and kill and run away freely without knowing the way out, without nobody showing him the way of cover up. Let the governor look inward. All the what you call it, the heads, the Oba or Easy, whatever they call it there, and let them look at it. The same thing was happening in Taraba State then, and the governor has to call the natives. They settle quarrel between themselves, they reconcile, and they settle it, and now there's peace in Taraba. It's only this Mambila side. There is peace there now. It was terrible there. That was the time that Juma said the army were aiding those people.
Okay.
Let them look inward. I think that I said, like, people who are aiding all this.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Suggestion.
Talking about the traditional rulers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, maybe there could be blacklegs, okay, the sellout, but he talked about the former chief of army, T.Y. Danjuma. Now let's talk a little bit about the Constitution. Section 33 of the 1999 Constitution talks about right to life. Section 14 of the Constitution talks about the function of the government to protect lives of Nigerians. Should we be considering what retired General T.Y. Danjuma said, that we should arm ourselves?
Well,
has it gotten to that point?
Well, you see...
Or should there be a state of emergency?
All these things are not a whole solution. Because when you say we should all arm ourselves, who are you going to leave out? How do you know that I'm not, if you arm me now or you allow me to arm myself, how are you sure that I'm not going to use that?
Towards,
I mean, people are going to use being armed to settle little quarrels. Look, we are going to have a situation where there will be no control. Because we have a desperate situation.
Then what do you suggest then?
What I suggest is we need to build up our defense system. I mean, the security forces. This idea of you can only employ 10,000 in 1 month, or it shouldn't be in
changing the security architecture. How about that?
Whether it's architecture or whatever. What I'm talking about is the need to employ or engage more people. Look, in the situation we are in now, the Nigerian Army, the Navy, the armed forces generally, they are overwhelmed.
But they took out a kingpin called Ghana.
Yes.
Why is it so difficult? But anyway, gentlemen,
no, you see,
we need to move on. I apologize. We need to move on.
But you know, the security issue.
I know.
So I think what the governor should be looking at is what this Igbenga just said. We must look at the Benue matter holistically.
The traditional rulers.
The traditional rulers, talk to them. It's better if for instance, if you do like, if you use the weekend style, if I hear that anybody dies in your community,
I will hold you responsible.
You will see all of them will sit up.
I agree. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation.